What's up, everybody? I gotta get the position right. It's never right. Microphone. Yeah. Start the night off a little Cypress Hill, old school, baby. Check out the T. Where is it? There you go.
I want to get high.
Yeah. Rocking the old school Cypress Hill t-shirt. You white people wouldn't know anything about that. Let's see, what do we got? Let's open up. Let's get the chat. Let's get graphics. Chat, here we go. Let's just get it. Yeah. Never gets old. Yeah. All right. Let's welcome to the podcast. You know the name. I'm not going to say it. We're streaming live right now over everything. Yeah. This will get a. I always get the YouTube hit on it. Yeah. All right. That's Cypress Hill. I want to get high. It's not my music. It's their music. I'm just sharing it and educating the white people out there that don't know anything about hip hop, rap, old school. It's my job, though. That's my job. Part of my job. So, you know the routine. I got some articles today. Looked at them. Looked at the headline. Fucking microphone. Looked at the headline, said this will be interesting, and then now I'm going to read them. So without any further ado, let's see what we got. Let me get rid of this. All right. Get rid of Cypress Hill. And let's go over here. Boom. All right, 4 timeless classic rock songs that came out in the great year of 1983. That was a good year for me. That's for sure. So let's see what it says. It's hard to beat the 80s as a decade in rock music. I don't know about that. I think the 70s might have the 80s beat in rock music. I think so, but okay. So many of the songs from that era still sound just as amazing today. These 4 timeless classic rock songs all came out in 1983 and will likely never get old. All right. So, you know the routine. I haven't looked at this list. I just saw the headline and I opened it up and I see the first song already. And, well, it's not rock. Gail Thompson, who was probably born in 2007. Jesus Christ. You know, it just doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. Scotty D. I'm doing something with this Let's move it up over here. All right. There we go. I had to move the chat because it's covering me, and I'm the star of the show. How dare them? All right, so let's just jump right in. I need some fucking turbo iced coffee for this one. I'll tell you that. Because this is some bullshit. The title of the article is 4 Timeless Classic Rock Songs That Came Out in 1983. The operative words in this title are classic rock songs. This is what tells the reader what genre of music they're going to be learning about or disagreeing about or agreeing with. Classic rock songs. This nitwit, first song on the list, All Night Long. Talk about fucking tone deaf. She wrote the title. Where on God's green earth does she think that Lionel Richie is classic rock? It's classic pop. I am by no means taking anything away from Lionel Richie. I always liked Lionel Richie. Commodores, all his solo stuff. I wasn't into it at the time, but I'm not going to say it was bad music. I'm not an idiot. I mean, the guy he's one of the most prolific songwriters of his generation. Longevity says it all. And, well, this nitwit, Gail Thompson, and the name of the fucking website is American Songwriter. Like, what the fuck? How does she not differentiate pop from classic rock? All right, I'm already way too into it right now. All right. It was better where it was at. Yeah. Huh, you're a funny motherfucker. All right, here we go. The debut single from Lionel Richie's sophomore Can't Slow Down album, Richie wrote All Night Long by himself. Well, what do you know? He's a fucking songwriter. Inspired by his love of Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? How do you pronounce? You make the call. What is Billy Ocean saying? I always ask this question. Caribbean Queen or Caribbean Queen? Listen to it. I don't know. All right. The party song says, everybody sing, everybody dance, lose yourself, wild romance. We're going to party. Kuruma, fiesta, forever. Come on. Blah, 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 blah. Why are you going to write all the fucking lyrics? This is all filler shit. She's an idiot. Richie later told CNN that if he had to pick one last song to sing before he died, it would be All Night Long. Okay. And she just gets worse. This moronic writer, because she's definitely not a journalist. Maniac by Michael Sembello. Now, granted, I saw the movie. Everyone loved the movie just because. Every guy in the 80s around my age, a little older, a little younger, loved it just because. From Flashdance, right? Right? Maniac is Michael Sembello's only big hit, and he's probably still making money off it. So, on his Bossa Nova Hotel record, Sembello wrote Maniac with Dennis Matkowski. It's best known for being part of the iconic soundtrack Flashdance, also released in 1983. Flashdance is a movie, blah, blah, blah. The song says, and then she writes fucking lyrics again. This girl is a fucking moron. AI could have wrote a better article. There's no E after the R. What? Okay. You're already on my nerves, Scotty D. You're already on my nerves. Okay, Stand Back. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Stand Back, Stevie Nicks, rock song. Yeah, rock. I'd put it in the rock category. It's got enough edge to it. but it could also be borderline pop too. But it's more of a rock song than the first two. That's for sure. Let me guess. She's going to say, I'm not even looking at the article below the picture, right? As you can see on the screen. Caribbean. Okay. I know how she's going to write this. She's already predictable. She's going to say, this song came off of Stevie Nicks' album, Belladonna, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she's going to give a little blurb, and then she's going to write lyrics. Watch. Let's see if I'm right. Stand Back, debut single from Stevie Nicks' sophomore, solo album, The Wild Heart. A top 5 single, Nicks wrote the anthemic tune, Best Played Loud, by herself. Wow. Again, it's songwriter. American Songwriter is the website. So, and let's see. Stand Back says, and then fucking more lyrics. Well, there is no editors on these fucking websites. They just say, hey, you want to write for a website? Sure. Okay. Just give me 500 words. Or give me 1,000 words. Okay. And you know what? 3/4 of those are going to be lyrics that I don't have to write. I just copy and paste. Fucking journalism is dead. Fucking dead. I Won't Hold You Back by Toto. Now, oh, Jesus. Some songs convey emotional angst. I don't even remember this fucking song. The guys from Music Relish, they know all about Toto. They love Toto, actually. Toto is a very talented band, but, oh shit, my phone's low. Let's see. Let's go see what this song, see if I remember this song. I must remember it, right? I Won't Hold You Back. I Won't Hold You Back. Here we go. This is classic rock. What the fuck? What the fuck? No more. No. Again, it says 4 timeless classic rock songs that came out in 1983. Yeah, no, this is an absolute bomb, this fucking article. Jesus Christ. Hey, you got the Asian chick with the big, well, that's not this kind of show, but if you're interested, it's Korean dates. There's always articles on these things. All right, let's get the fuck out of it. This is not a good sign of things to come. Fortunately, I have, I think what is a pretty good movie article that I'll finish up with. So, Dave Hall, my 2 buddies from the Philippines, Dave Hall and Scotty Dethridge. Dave Hall, me, Scotty D, who else? Rob Elston, Paul DiCiano, John Logan, and who else? I don't know. And me and Scotty D are all going back to the Philippines. We're going back to Clark in February. Yeah, going back to where it all began, buddy. Doing a, what do you call it? A pilgrimage back to the old stomping grounds. All right, let's get rid of that article. Fucking bullshit. Total bullshit. All right, what do we got next? This fucking better be good. All right, now you know where we're going to go back? We're going to go back to a time that fucking, it was classic rock, okay? It was classic rock, no doubt about it. So, this article, let me get rid of this garbage fucking, not a good way to start the show with that fucking article. But that's what I get when I don't screen the articles, right? That's what I get. Here we go. This ought to be a little more entertaining. Where'd the chat go? Let's get rid of this. Let's hit the chat back. Show it on stream. There we go. Show it on the stream. There we go. All right. Let me do this. Rounded. All right. And let's raise it up. There we go. All right, that's better. All right, this article it's got to be a little more entertaining. 5 songs that proved 1971 was the best year for high school hits. Now, in 1971, Scott Detheridge, my buddy, wasn't even born yet. I don't even think Dave Hall was born yet in 71. 81, 91. Well, maybe they were. They were born somewhere in there. But they're not ready. They weren't old enough to remember this shit, so. All right, let's see. 5 songs that proved that 1971 was the best year for high school hits. At its inception in the mid-50s, rock and roll was geared toward teenage audiences, and by 1971, artists were still writing songs that would resonate with people in high school. To hear those hits today likely brings back memories for those who were still working toward their diplomas back then. But if you were born decades after the release of these songs, like David Bowie's Changes or blah, 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 the songs on this list will still likely relatable to your teen sensibilities. So right off the bat, they give you a hint of what one of the songs is going to be, right? So let's see. What do we got? All right, high school is a time for exploration, rebellion. Here we go. Another guy that just needs to fucking fill in words. I need 1,000 words. Just write 1,000 words. I don't care what you write. And then hit print, hit send. All right, here we go. Changes, David Bowie. All right. Let's see. David Bowie's song Changes off his 4th album. I was going to say Hunky Dory is a bona fide classic today. Yes, it is. But in 71, when the song was new, it's easy to imagine high schoolers feeling seen and understood by the lyrics. And another, is this the same lady? Tell me it's not. Amy Beeman. Was that the other lady too? No, this is grunge. What is it with women fucking writing they put the fucking lyrics in there. Understood the lyrics, and then she does all. I'm not going to read the lyrics, especially given the divide between counterculture kids and the adults at the time who gave them little credit. You don't know anything about that time, idiot. They really didn't understand this, but according to Far Out magazine, Bowie thought of the song as a kind of a throwaway. It was among his first tracks written on piano, and the upbeat rhythm alternates with spare parts, weaving a compelling sonic experience that even incorporates some silky saxophone at the end, possibly to the delight of the high school band kids. Oh, boy. While the song didn't make much of a splash upon its initial release, over time it's become something of an anthem for the teens who are in the midst of figuring out who they are as they grow into adulthood, and that's not true. That's not true. This generation of teens, or the generation of teens when I was coming up, they might have been listening to some Bowie, but teenagers like that were listening to the Smiths and the Cure. Yeah, that's what they were listening to for that kind of music. Anyway, okay, moving on. Brand New Key, Melanie. I got a pair of brand new roller skates. You got a brand new key. Nah, I'm not even going to go into this one. Not even going to. American Pie, Don McLean. If this is not in the top 5 most fucking overplayed songs in the history of music, I don't know what is. This song is so overplayed. And it has been for years. And good for Don McLean. Good for him. Made a lot of money off it. Still making money off it. Good deal. But I think this would give maybe Stairway to Heaven a run for its money in the overplayed song category. A whole generation, this song just, all the meanings, and everyone's like, oh, this is what this means, and this is what that means. And if you saw the documentary on Don McLean, it has something in the name about American Pie. He breaks down this whole song, and he tells you like it is. And I remember watching it and saying, oh, wow, okay, so the end of it when he took off to the sky, he broke that down, what that was about. And I went on Facebook, and I said, hey, just in case you were wondering, And I didn't say I saw the documentary. You know, the song American Pie, well, this is what the ending means. This is what it means. And people actually argued with me. And then I said, well, did you watch the documentary? Because Don McLean himself says this is what it says. And I actually had people saying, I don't believe it. Like, are you kidding me? When the writer writes it and says it, and then they're like, nah, that's not the meaning. So, I mean, it does say something about the song, right? The song, and I'm not saying it's not a great song. It's an amazing song. It's brilliantly written. It's got everything you got in a song. Everything a song needs. It's just fucking overplayed. That does not mean I don't like the song. Let me see. Laura says, my daughter played saxophone. They played a lot of Chicago songs. I actually enjoyed going to see the school concerts. Yeah. Hey, listen, my stepdaughter was in chorus, and they had the greatest Christmas fucking, what do you call them? Recitals. They were great. Like, she was in I'm not bragging, but she was in like the elite like group. They did competitions and stuff, so you expect it to be really good. Yeah. I bet that shit sounded good, Laura, especially when your kid's in the band. That's got to make it sound even better. Yeah, no doubt. Uh-oh. Dave lost audio. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Fuck. Let me check something. Audio. My audio looks good. Music Rally. Can you guys hear me? I think you can. Dave Hall's freaking me out now. I know there's a 12-second delay, so if you hear me, just say yeah. Someone in the chat, just say yeah, I hear you. And then I gotta wait, so I don't continue on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Bueller? It's back. Okay. Jesus. Thank you, Dave Hall. Let me see. Music Relish Show. That's Lightfingers Perry Dedovich, the AI. He's incognito now. The Music Relish Show. He says, Stairway to Heaven, American Pie, and Dream On. Yeah, I was going to say Dream On, too. Another one of those 70s songs. Can you hear me now? Ha ha. Yeah. Let me see. Do I want to read all this about Don McLean's American Pie as a song of the... I think everybody listening probably knows what, you know. And then this girl decides to put lyrics in her thing again, too. I swear they're just filling fucking space. So she puts in lyrics, and then the next paragraph begins with the roughly 8-minute long song. Excuse me, Jesus. The roughly 8-minute long song. You can't even fucking look up the length of the song. But you'll you'll copy and paste lyrics. The roughly 8-minute long song was released in October of 1971. Blah, blah, blah. Including being called one of the 5 greatest songs of the 20th century by the Recording Industry Association of America. Which is true. This is why it's fucking overplayed, too. Bob O'Reilly, The Who. There you go. That's a fucking drinking song right there. That's a fucking cellar dweller party drinking song. That's a house party drinking song. Shit. That motherfucker came on. That stereo better be loud. But where I grew up, everybody had their own sound system. Everybody had a system. And whatever configuration it was, I'll never forget, I had the Technics turntable. I had the Marantz double cassette player. And I had the Sansui 100-watt receiver fucking with some Bose 301s. In my fucking house, the house we lived in, the upstairs, it's a 2-apartment place. We eventually took we owned it, but upstairs at the time, it was probably... I would say no bigger than 900 square feet. It was a small, maybe 800 square feet. Maybe. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. How big is it? And I used to fucking rock the fucking windows with that shit. Let me see. Ain't nothing but a house party. That's right. So why a song that repeatedly says the edgy and provocative words teenage wasteland? Who the fuck says that those words are edgy and provocative? But never says Baba O'Reilly. Okay. But for the purpose of this article, just accept that's the name, blah, blah, blah. I hate reading these fucking people. Oh, my God. I should just start writing for these fucking places. I should just submit and say, hey, I can do this better, but I don't want to waste my time. I got other things to do. I got shit to do. I'm not going to read any of this because I guarantee, is there lyrics? Did she put lyrics in there? They're all wasted. But okay, whatever. Never been to Spain. 3 Dog Night. Urgh. Okay, so here we go. 5 songs that prove the operative part of this title is 1971, right? For the viewers, you can see it. For the listeners, trust me. 5 songs that prove that 1971. So I go through and I get to number 5, Bowie and Melanie and Don McLean and The Who. And then you get to number 5. Remember the number 1971. Remember the year 1971. And then it says, never been to Spain, 3 Dog Night. And then it says, oh, okay, 3 Dog Night, March 31st, 1972. It's a YouTube video. Okay, I thought she was going to be that stupid. And 3 Dogs Nights, well, I never been to heaven. We all know that. If you grew up at that time, you've heard it. I wouldn't put it in this category. But he also has Melanie roller skates in there. So, or she. So the women, 0 for 2. The women are 0 for 2 tonight on their articles. 11 hidden truths about Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Let's see if there's anything. And who wrote this? Brian Boone. Okay. Let's see if there's anything revealing. Like, there's a big, like, oh, wow, I never knew that shit. Let's see. Let's see if they list. Before it was an album, it was a conceptual performance piece. Yeah. And it got recorded. Someone recorded it and sent it to a radio station. Someone went in and stole it. And there was a whole thing about it. Yeah. I knew that. It marked a personal and professional moment of bliss for Pink Floyd. Well, I don't know if that's the band whose existence was often fraught with creative and personal tension, despite Dark Side of the Moon's despondent thematic content of the material recording. Oh, hello. Should be another one coming in a second. It was a very creative time. There you go. I knew that was coming. Making it to the theme, who cares? Whatever. How Claire Torrey stole the show and didn't get credit, but she finally did. And that is widely considered, maybe the best song on the album. And there's no lyrics, just her with that amazing voice. Now there's a group out of Canada. It's more like a what would you call it? They tour, but they have different incarnations. It's almost like Cirque du Soleil, right? They have this camp will go out and do this one, and then this camp will go out and do that one. But it's all under the Cirque du Soleil umbrella. Well, this group is called Classic Albums Live, and I would see them back in the early 2000s at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino down in Hollywood before they put the big guitar there. And they would play this little club, and it was like $10 to get in. And what they did was, and me and my friend Phil Kelly just roamed in there one day. He was down visiting, and it was Led Zeppelin 2 or something. And what they do is they play the album from front to back, note for note. Like, they don't talk to the audience while they're doing the album. They all dress in black, and they're amazing, amazing musicians. And so when they came out and did their little tour, like their little of Dark Side of the Moon, they actually had a woman who did this song. And it was amazing to hear somebody just basically mimic that perfectly. It was a big gig in the sky. This woman mimicked it perfectly. Because the albums that this group, Classic Albums Live, this touring group, they know these albums that they do, note for note, you're listening and you're waiting for them to mess up. Like, oh, that you said no, but they nail everything. They nail it. All the way up to the sound effects for Money at the beginning of the song. They have somebody on stage recreating all that, and it's crazy. And then they go into the song and they fucking play them perfect. And then when they're done with the album, they go off stage and they come back on. Now they're more relaxed, and now they're gonna do like a greatest hits of like Pink Floyd, because that's the album that they did, and they're more relaxed with the audience. And it's an amazing show. If you ever look them up, if they ever come to your area, Classic Albums Live, they've done everything from Purple Rain to Led Zeppelin 1. Just an amazing group of musicians, and they did this, and it's really it gives you goosebumps watching somebody mimic this perfectly. And Claire Torrey eventually got her due, and she got her writing credit. It was fucked up how they treated her, but back then it was what it was. I'm not going to get into the whole story. Let me see. New techniques were invented for Dark Side of the Moon, and there's a picture of Alan Parsons, right? I believe. And yeah, so Brain Damage is about Syd Barrett. I think a lot of people that know about Pink Floyd know that. The Lunatic is on the Grass. On the Run was written on the fly. Okay. Those interviews are real. Yeah, they are real interviews. And story goes, they were going to interview Paul McCartney, and they did. And he was being all cute and shit, and they didn't want that shit. They wanted real people. So they got like the guy that was the fucking janitor in the studio, and this old whatever English guy, and that's one of the guys you hear talking. And they had the secretary, he's cruising for a bruising, and and the other guy certainly was in the right. Like, those are during these conversations, and it was just brilliantly put together that way. The cover is iconic. Yep, the Prism, right? I think that's that. It's among the most successful albums ever. These are no surprises. Dark Side of the Rainbow isn't really a thing. That's when you match up the first, when the lion roars for the third time, the second time, at the beginning of The Wizard of Oz, drop the needle on the record or hit play on your CD or your DVD player, and it mimics it. The music goes along with what's going on in the movie. It is one of those schisms in time that just fucking happened. It just happened. And the brain plays tricks with music. The brain wants to match things up with music. You could take so I did this for a little while. I post these videos. I would get I'd get like the dance scene in the auditorium for West Side Story. When they're both facing off, and it's a great dance scene. The rest of the movie's kind of gay, but I didn't realize that till I was older. It's another story. When you watch these gang members dancing around and pirouetting, and I was like, I thought these, like, when I was a kid, what was I thinking? Right? Like, what the fuck? These dudes are all like, they're ballerinas with leather jackets and fucking barracuda jackets. I'm like, what? And then I realized, yeah, it's not the movie I thought it was when I was a kid. Sharks and the Jets. Yeah. Then when you're 21 and you watch it, you're like, what the fuck? What? Go back and watch that movie and just look at the gang members. And then you start looking at the backup gang members, and, well, just going to say they don't look that tough. They don't look that tough. Let me see. So Dark Side of the Rainbow isn't a thing, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Dark Side inspired light shows and remakes and blah, blah. All right, that's boring. Let me get, you know what? I'm already 34 minutes into this. All right, let's get rid of this. And I'm back. Let's see. All right, let me try to find another one. Do I want to do the movie? The movie one's kind of long. So we picked the best band from every state. No, this is the one. Yeah. I got the 10 most perfect movies for the last 40 years. Or I can do, so we picked the best band from every U.S. state. That's 50. I want to do this movie one, though, too. Well, I don't have to. I can go beyond an hour. So, I don't care. All right, let's go with this. Let's do the state one. The one with, I agree, whatever. Okay. Let me go over here. Bring it up on the screen. There we go. And I can only imagine some of the bands that are in this thing. Like, we're going to hear bands from Idaho. Who's the best band ever in Idaho? I bet you can't wait. All right, so we picked the best band from every U.S. state. Who did we choose for yours? Now, you're going to get, like, New York is going to be a tough one. L.A. is going to be a tough one. Boston is going to be kind of a tough one. You get Chicago. Like, you're going to get these Detroit. There's going to be a little competition there. But for the most part, like fucking Alabama, okay, maybe the band Alabama, right? What about South Carolina? I mean, Florida is going to be interesting. So let's get to it. All right. Take a cross-country road trip through the legendary acts that define the sound and spirit of all 50 states. Here we go. Let's go for a ride. I'm not going to read the blah, blah, blah. Greatest album. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. The best band from every state. Alabama. Well, what do you know? Alabama. And then coming in second, the Commodores, and third, Alabama Shakes. I'll go with that. The Commodores were great, but they didn't have longevity. What about Alaska? The Portugal Man. Portugal, the man. Blending psych pop flair with infectious hooks. See, this is what I mean. Portugal, the man, is Alaska's most successful export. Okay. The steady evolution of indie experimentalists to global stars with Feel It Still showcasing. Hey, I'll check them out. I don't know. They look kind of funky. And number 2 is 36 Crazy Fists. And number 3, The Builders and the Butchers. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's bring this up over here. There we go again. What the fuck? Rounded. All right. Then we got Arizona. Jimmy Eat World. Then you got The Format and Alice Cooper. Really? Really? Jimmy Eat World over Alice Cooper? The Gin Blossoms are from Arizona too, but, well, they were limited because, well, but they're back. But I wouldn't say Arizona's premier musical export moved from DIY emo roots to global alt rock stardom. I don't know. Alice Cooper's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so already. Let's see. Arkansas. Evanescence. Okay. Black Oak, Arkansas. And Gossip. Evanescence. Okay. California. Here we go. The Beach Boys, right? And then you got the Eagles, the Doors, the Grateful Dead, I wouldn't even put the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's because I don't like them, but the Beach Boys, I guess, yeah, over the Eagles, the Doors, the Grateful Dead. There's a lot of Dead fans that would say, well, no, because the Grateful Dead had longevity and probably put out fucking 27 more albums than the Beach Boys. But the Beach Boys is California, so. Where are we going now? Colorado. Let's see with the Luminaires. Okay, and then the Fray and One Republic. One Republic is, I think is that a boy band? I think. Okay. The Luminaires, Colorado's premier musical export, revitalized the folk rock genre. I've heard of the name, but this is why I've never listened to the music. I don't like that shit. Connecticut, the Carpenters. There you go. Followed by MGMT and Hatebreed. Da-na-na-na. Delaware, George Thorogood and the Destroyers. I don't think there's no competition in Delaware. It's the size of a fucking paperclip. The Spinto Band and Boy Sets Fire come in third. Florida, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. All right, followed by Leonard Skinner, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Leonard Skinner, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Okay, I'll give the nod to Tom Petty. Yeah, that's a close one though. Georgia, REM, of course. And I guarantee the B-52s are going to be in there. And who else is going to be in there? Let's see. Outkast, the Allman Brothers. Okay, the Allman Brothers should have been... I'd put them above Outkast. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, I'm not going to get all worked up over this. Hawaii. Who's the number one band from Hawaii? Kalapana. I'm not even going to... The Sunday Moana and Pepper. Yep, goodbye. Idaho. Here we go. Built to Spill, right? I've never met anyone from Idaho. Have you? You haven't met anyone from Idaho? I don't know. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Let me interrupt this program for the... All right, what's going on there? Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Let me interrupt. Sometimes I just don't trust it. Okay, Built to Spill from Idaho. Paul Revere and the Raiders. I didn't know they were from Idaho. Okay. See, you learn something new every day. Reckless Kelly. Okay, good for her. Illinois, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Smashing Pumpkins in Chicago. Some people might put Chicago at the top of that list. Some people might put Chicago. Bobby G. What's up, buddy? Yeah, some people might put Chicago at the top of the list from Illinois, but Earth, Wind, and Fire, okay, I can't argue with it. I would put Chicago above Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know. But what do I know? Indiana, the Jackson 5. It's got to be them. Then John Mellencamp and the Street Band. What the fuck is the Street Band? Where did that come from? And then there's a big drop-off. The Spaniels. Iowa. Here we go. Slipknot. Let me see. Slipknot. Here we go. Let's see. Slipknot and where is it? Here we go. I love this fucking song. I like Slipknot. I do like it. This is a pretty heavy song. Yeah. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's Slipknot. That's a Slipknot right there. I like Slipknot. Okay. The Everly Brothers and the Envy Corps, whatever. Kansas, well, naturally it's Kansas. Then it's the Get Up Kids and Paw. Kentucky, My Morning Jacket. Okay. Blending expansive psychedelic rock with soulful alt country. I like psychedelic rock. Maybe I'll check them out. All right. And then you got Slint and Cage the Elephant. Louisiana, what do we got? The Meters. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, if you've never heard the Meters, I'm going to give you some meters right now. Yeah. Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah. Fuck yeah. You don't know nothing about this, people. It's called the Sissy Strut. This is a jam. Yeah, you don't know nothing about the Meters, people. I'm teaching some shit tonight. I'm preaching tonight, baby. Then Better Than Ezra and the Neville Brothers. What do we got from Maine? The Ghost of Paul Revere. That's original. From Maine, New England, Paul Revere. The Rustic Overtones of Cruel Hand. Blah, blah, blah. Maryland. What do we got? Maryland, Animal Collective, Good Charlotte, And Clutch, I've heard a good Charlotte. That's it. And I don't even know if I really like them that much. Massachusetts, got to be Aerosmith, right? Pixies and the Cars. I'd put the Cars before the Pixies. I don't know what this idiot was thinking. Anyway. Michigan, the Supremes. The Temptations and the White Stripes. Okay. All right. There's a couple other bands in there. Kid Rock, right? Kid Rock, you get, I believe the Stooges. The Stooges are from there. Iggy Pop's from there. I'd put them before the White Stripes, but no. I'm not writing I'm not writing the article. Minnesota, yeah, it's got to be Prince, right? It's not even the Revolution. It's just Prince. The Revolution was just one iteration of Prince. Because then after the Revolution, he had Prince and the New Power Generation. So, yeah, I think this person should just write fucking Prince. This frustrates me some nights. Husker Du and the Replacements. Mississippi, 3 Doors Down. The lead singer just died. He died like, I don't know, maybe less than a year ago. They were pretty cool. They had a little run in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Missouri, who else is there? The North Mississippi All-Stars and the Weeks. In Missouri, we have The Urge, Puddle of Mud, and Uncle Tupelo. I've heard of Puddle of Mud. They're pretty good. Montana, the Mission Mountain Wood Band. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Kitchen Dwellers and Silkworm. The Mission Mountain Wood Band. From fucking Montana. Well, there you go. Nebraska, Bright Eyes. Good Lord. The Faint in 311. I think 311's probably... anyway. The Killers for Nevada. The Killers. Okay. Imagine Dragons. Okay. And Panic at the Disco. You see a trend there with those 3 bands. They all, basically, except for the Killers. But they're all good. They all had good shit. Here we go. New Hampshire. Oh, the Shags. This fucking group. I just saw something. Oh, you know who played this? The fucking Music Relish the other night. They played the Shags. Yeah. They had a video of them. It's fucking campy as fuck. How are they the best hit band from Jesus, New Hampshire? Scissor Fight. Is that a lesbian band? I had to say it. I just had to say it. I'm sorry. I had to say it. Nothing wrong with it either. It's all good. That's all good. Moving on. Last night. New Jersey. Let's see. New Jersey. Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Parliament Funkadelic and the Shirelles. At least they didn't put fucking Bon Jovi there. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. At least they did something. This writer did something right. Parliament Funkadelic. They paved the way. And the Shirelles. There you go. All right. New Mexico. What do we got? The Shins, a Hawk and a Hacksaw, and the Fireballs. New York, the Velvet Underground. Really? Okay. Fucking 2 albums. Talking Heads. Wait a minute. The fucking Talking Heads aren't from New York. They went to school in fucking Providence, Rhode Island. That's where they met. That's where they just went to New York. New York's fertile art school scene. Oh, I'm pretty sure they went to fucking school in Rhode Island. But the Ramones, Beastie Boys, and Blondie. I would probably put Blondie ahead of the Velvet Underground. Hello. Anyway, North Carolina, the Avett Brothers. Okay, they got their little thing going. Corrosion of Conformity and Superchunk. North Dakota, the Blenders, Hands, and Secret Cities. Ohio, Devo. The Isley Brothers and the Black Keys. That's a good trio. Oklahoma, the Flaming Lips, the Gap Band, and the All-American Rejects, the Gap Band. Oregon, the Decemberists, the Dandy Warhols. Dandy Warhols, you probably wouldn't know anything about them. They basically went and just took over Europe. They were bigger over there than they were here. if you watched Veronica Mars, the old TV show Veronica Mars, which was one of my guilty pleasures, um, you would hear. Let me see. Yeah, this was the theme song. See, I know shit about bands you never even heard of, right? This is actually a pretty cool song.
A long time ago, we used to be friends, but I haven't heard of you lately at all.
Yeah.
A greeting I send
It's a
to
good
you,
tune.
short and sweet to the soul I intend.
There you go. All right. I'm already going too long. I'm not going to get to my movie. Pennsylvania, Hall & Oates, The Roots, Poison, Rhode Island, The Throwing Muses, Deer Track, Lightning, South Carolina. I got a long way to go. STUV. All right, let's get it. South Carolina, Hootie and the Blowfish, the Marshall Tucker Band, and Band of Horses from South Carolina. South Dakota, the Spill Canvas, Indigenous, Judd, Tennessee, Big Star, blah, blah, blah. Kings of Leon. All right. Texas is ZZ Top's got to be. Pantera, 13th Floor Elevator. Utah, I'm almost there. The Used, Neon Trees, National Parks. Vermont, Fish with the PH. Grace Potter and the Nocturnals and Twiddle. Virginia, Dave Mason Band. Okay. Dave Matthews Band, I'm sorry. Lamb of God and Gwar. Washington, Nirvana. Then Heart, Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. You might say Heart, but okay. West Virginia is Biznanti, comma, blah, blah, blah. Wisconsin, the Violent Femmes. Garbage, which turned out to be garbage at the end of their career. She was a piece of shit. But when I used to love Shirley Manson, but she turned into a real fucking piece of work at the end of her career in the last tour. Just a fucking big mouth. Teenage, and who's this? Wyoming, Teenage Bottle Rocket, the Lillingtons, and Righteous Vendetta. And last but not least, Washington, D.C., Fugazi, Bad Brains, Minor Threat. Okay. All right, there you go. I got through that. See, I'm just going to go a little further. What the hell? I got nothing else to do. I'm going to finish this off. Get that open. We're going to go out with a good one. Here we go. Get rid of this. And disco. There we go. All right. The 10 most perfect movies of the last 40 years. So 40 years is going back to what? What are we in, 2026 right now? So you go back to 2016, 2006, going back to 96, going back to 86. Okay. All right, 40 years. That's when I was about to go to the Philippines. All right, here we go. Over the course of the last 40 years, many film industries of the world have provided, cinephiles worldwide with several exceptional films, from art house dramas to genre blockbusters. All right, this person, Diego Pineda Pacheco. I guarantee this guy is going to be fucking pompous, and he's going to pull out these fucking crazy movies that no one's heard about just so he can look edgy. Let's see. Don't let me down, buddy. Here we go. 10, After Sun from 2022. There you go. One of the most impressive directorial debuts of the 21st century. Made an even more emotional, powerful fact of the semi-autobiographical portrait of Wells' relationship with her father, Charlotte Wells. A24 distributed. A24 puts out some pretty good horror movies, too. Shows just how immense an effect art house cinema can have. It's also one of the most depressing movies of the last 10 years. There you go. That's a no-go. Let's move on. What's the next one? What's that? Come on. Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road is actually a pretty good movie. Tom Hardy doesn't say much in it, but it's actually a well-done movie with Charlize Theron, right? I thought it was good. I don't know if it's one of the best movies of the last 40 years. I don't know. I'd have to look at the list of the movies. But it's a good movie. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Mad Max Fury Road. Not Furiosa. I've got mixed reviews on that, so I'm waiting to watch it. I know it came out a while ago. But I guess that's like as I call them, Wednesday afternoon movies when nothing's going on. Cinema Paradiso, that is my wife, Dr. Vera's absolute 100% stone cold lock favorite movie of all time. And it is a great fucking movie. Cinema Paradiso is a great movie. One of my favorite pictures of her is we were on the cruise ship, the Allure. It's a really big cruise ship. And they have a poster, a movie poster, and it's framed, and it's on the wall of like an outdoor, like in the thing on the ship. And she's sitting at a little cafe table, and the movie poster is right next, like above her and next to her. It's a pretty good picture. Yeah, that's a good movie. Go see it. Watch it. Go rent it. Go whatever you got to do. Netflix, Amazon, Cinema Paradiso. You will not be disappointed. So I concur. Do the Right Thing. Again, I was just talking about this movie recently. If you have not seen Do the Right Thing, it starts off very calm, but it is an edgy, it'll get under your skin movie. It's just one summer day in New York. I think it takes place in the Bronx. A lot of young actors are in it that went on to do good things. Danny Aiello, Rosie Perez, Spike Lee, you got John Turturro's in there. If you haven't seen Do the Right Thing, it's definitely it takes you on an emotional roller coaster. It's very provocative. So Do the Right Thing, 19. I agree. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. That and Cinema Paradiso. So far, two winners right there. City of God. I haven't seen that yet. I don't know if I want to see it. But I might. I guess I will. Let me see. Schindler's List goes without saying. Just don't be Jerry Seinfeld and make out in the movie theater while you're watching Schindler's List. That was a great episode. Spirited Away. That is a Japanese anime, I believe. It's Japan's greatest film is practically face the studio. Anime, yes. Cinema as a whole. Those are you have to really like anime. But they're always interesting. The Japanese just are great story writers. They just great story writers. So are the Koreans, same thing. They just know. Goodfellas, 1990. I think everybody has seen that. Shawshank Redemption, right? I just watched, if you've never watched, it's on Netflix. If you want to watch a very interesting 2-season TV show, it's called Castle Rock. It's on Netflix. And it kind of, it takes place in Castle Rock where Shawshank Prison is. And there's a lot of crossover. Between different Stephen King books. I think it crosses over to it brushes with Salem's Lot. It brushes with Shawshank Redemption. It brushes with what other ones are there? Misery. There's a lot. It's a really interesting. I think there's 8 episodes to each season, and it came out in 2019. So Shawshank Redemption, the movie we all know is a great movie. But if you're interested in that Stephen King stuff, it's season 1 is very you have to really pay attention. But it's a really good show. Go watch Castle Rock. It's on Netflix. Only 2 seasons. It's good. Why every episode is good. Every episode is interesting. Good characters, good writing. And what do we got? Number 1, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, of course. And why not? I can't argue. I can't argue with really any of these. I haven't seen City of God yet. Maybe I have. Cinema Paradiso, Mad Max Fury Road. I liked it. I just don't think it's one of those greatest movies. After Sun, it says it's depressing, so I won't watch it. So yeah. So there you go. I like the list. I like the list. And pretty much that's it. Where am I at? Oh, I'm right at an hour. I finished perfect time. I'm glad I did that. All right. Well, I don't want to waste anyone else's time. I don't want to waste any more of your time. And I got to go hang out with Dr. Vera. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. I see Big Head Todd was he came on a little late. It doesn't matter. I don't know. Anyway, all right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like it, share it. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for watching for 1 hour and 42 seconds. I appreciate that. And I'll probably be back next week. I'm sure I will. I have to do a board meeting tomorrow night. So, yeah, for a nonprofit. I'm blah, blah, blah. It's not mine. It's somebody else's. I'm the president of the board of directors. There you go, patting myself on the back. But it's good. It has to do with veterans and equine therapy, and it's in Massachusetts, and it's healing for Hands for Healing Equine. And, yeah, they're going to be doing good stuff, equine therapy up in Massachusetts. So I'm all in for veterans. There's a program for veterans. That's what I'm involved with. And with all that said, yeah, go listen to the Vets Connection podcast if you're interested in veteran information and hearing veteran stories and stuff like that. That's my other podcast. And all right, I'm done. I will see. Bill Fisher just came in. Yeah. Yeah. So I will see you. Well, like I always say, doing the show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And yeah, I'll see you next week.